10 years after Bahamut's sealing, the humans with their gigantic golems and dragons attack the Temple Ark, which is God's sanctuary. Under the command of King Cherios, they massacre everyone using the power forbidden by the gods. As the humans continue to enslave and slaughter the demons in retaliation, a demon called Rag Demon starts killing the humans who are doing these things. On the other hand, in the capital city, Anatea, a cheerful young girl named Mina, goes to her job while greeting everyone on the road with a smile. As she goes for a job, she does every task with ease, thanks to her brutal strength. During her work, when Nina helped a handsome painter and move his scaffolding, he thanks her in a beautiful manner, which makes her heart race and feel embarrassed. She then notices that the painter is painting a picture of King Cherios when he defeated a Bahamut at Nina's village. Nina returns to the carriage where she has been living with two gods, Bacchus and Hamza. Bacchus and Hamza have been living as bounty hunters. However, as they get a new bounty on the Rag Demon, Nina gets interested in the Rag Demon and goes to hunt him down for a reward. Rag Demon, again on the loose to kill the demon slave traders, attacks a group of certain people surrounding the demon slaves. However, it all turns out to be Captain Kaiser's scheme to capture the Rag Demon. But with his insane assassination skills and lightning speed, the Rag Demon somehow manages to escape. While running away, he encounters Mina, who tries to attack him with whip, but her whip gets stuck with a nearby handle, allowing Rag Demon to flee again. Suddenly, Kaiser arrives and meets Nina, but she gets embarrassed by his beauty and accidentally hits him. The soldiers think that Mina is allied with the Rag Demon and start chasing her. Nina, unknown of the fact, continues her search for the Rag Demon and meets his friend named Mugaro on a large tower. When the soldiers attack Nina, the Rag Demon mistakes her for Mugaro and rushes to save Nina. When the Rag Demon grabs Mina and flies with his wings, Kaiser becomes doubted about it. On the other hand, Nina, watching the Rag Demon's beauty, her heart pounding to the extent that she suddenly turns into a large dragon, forcing the soldiers to retreat. After passing out, she wakes in an unknown room and finds a doctor named Rita and her assistant named Rocky alongside her. Rita tells Mina that after she blacked out, Azazel took her here. However, Azazel appears to be the Rag Demon. On the other hand, unable to catch Azazel, King Cherios gets angry at Kaiser for his lousy performance. He dismisses Kaiser and his soldiers from the mission and reassigns it to the Onyx soldiers. When Kaiser and his men leave, King Cherios orders one of the Onyx soldiers to keep an eye on Kaiser. Meanwhile, when Nina is about to leave the place, she encounters Azazel and Mugaro, who have been waiting for her. By Azazel's good luck, Nina blushes again, but she controls her feelings and tries to steal from them. Azazel stops her and introduces himself as the Rag Demon and requests to join forces with her. When Nina cannot make a decision, Azazel shows her the slums where the demons lived. He tells her how King Cherios attacked the demon world and enslaved them here. Azazel insists, but Nina refuses to help him. Afterward, during his dead bodies picking job, Kaiser, watching Azazel, realizes that, undoubtedly, he is the Rag Demon. Later that night, Azazel is again on the loose to kill the cruel humans. As he kills some humans, Kaiser suddenly arrives and stops him. He says that he is not here to fight, but to warn him that King Cherios is very serious about killing him. Kaiser gets shocked to see how the humans have tortured and killed the demon there. Azazel tells Kaiser that he's mankind's enemy and he will destroy the humans for the sake of the demons. Azazel leaves without killing him, but one of the Onyx soldiers secretly watches Kaiser with the Rag Demon. As Kaiser is about to leave, he encounters several Onyx soldiers. Azazel tries to escape, but the soldiers catch him. However, when they are about to reveal this secret, Mugaro suddenly arrives and saves Azazel with his insane powers and two different colored eyes. Meanwhile, the angels detect Mugaro's powers in the royal capital Anatea and decide to look for him so they can regain the faith the humans once had in the gods. As Azazel got severely injured last night, Rita treats his wounds while Mugaro sleeps beside him. Watching Mugaro, Azazel remembers the time when he attacked a slave trader and saved Mugaro. Meanwhile, Nina defeats several macho men in arm wrestling and earns a lot of money. An angel Sophiel arrives at the capital and meets Bacchus, asking him if he knows a child having two different color eyes. King Cherios, while masquerading, passes by. However, Hamza, watching a beautiful young man, suddenly challenges him. Cherios first tries to ignore them, but after hearing Hamza's cunning words, he accepts the challenge and gives one of his rings as the entry fee. Nina blindfolds herself not to get distracted again. As the challenge starts, Cherios evenly matches Nina's brutal strength. However, after much struggle, Nina shows her true power by breaking the table and defeating Cherios. Cherios smiles at his defeat and asks Nina who she is. Nina introduces herself but gets embarrassed and rushes inside the carriage. Later, King Cherios orders to execute of all the demons in the central plaza so they can capture the Rag Demon there. On the other hand, while eating dinner with Mina and others, Rita asks Nina how she ended up being a bounty hunter. When Nina reveals that her master is Favaro, everyone becomes shocked. Suddenly, Kaiser reaches there and informs Rita that Azazel will be killed tonight if they do not help him. Hearing this, Mina rushes to save him while Azazel encounters King Cheerios. Azazel fights with the king's army and starts defeating and dodging their attacks easily. However, the enormous power of sorcery beats Azazel and reveals his true identity. They try to capture Azazel, but he somehow manages to escape. While running to save Azazel, Mina meets Mugaro. Suddenly, when Azazel, severely injured, falls there, Mina, with no other option, turns into the Red Dragon and faces King and his army. Nina starts destroying the army, forcing the king to retreat and fall back. As Nina returns to normal, Rita arrives and takes her away. The following day, Azazel, severely wounded, awakes and decides to visit the demon's hideout to plot a new scheme against Cheerios. On the other hand, King Cheerios meets a woman named St. Jean in the dungeon and offers her to join him conquer the demons and the battle of gods. However, when Jean keeps quiet, King Cheerios threatens to kill her son as he has found him among the demon slavers. As Azazel goes to the demon's hideout, he meets several demons and informs them of his intention to use the Red Dragon to launch an attack during the next parade. Meanwhile, Nina goes shopping for clothes and shoes with Mugaro mistaking him for a girl. While shopping, they see a slave trader using a magical collar to abuse his demon slaves. Mina tries to stop him, but the trader does not listen to her and instead warns her that if she keeps up like this, he will make her slave as well. Mina is ready to fight them, but Mugaro uses his magical powers. He frees the demons, allowing them to attack the trader. Sophia detects Mugaro's powers, but before she can trace him, Mugaro and Mina leave the place. When they return to the carriage, Mina informs Bacchus and Hamsa that Mugaro was very cool today as he chased away those awful people who were torturing the demons. Bacchus and Hamsa become doubt that Mugaro may be the child Sophia has been looking for. On the Hayam, while discussing the King Cheerios, Kaiser points out that Bahamut was defeated because humans, demons, and gods work together, but Cheerios does not agree to stop their execution. Bacchus and Hamsa become shocked to see Mugaro's different-colored eyes and realize that he is the child all gods and angels have been looking for. The following day, Mina and others prepare a food stall for the upcoming festival. As they need more chili peppers and chicken wings, Nina goes to buy the stuff. After purchasing, when she is about to return, she encounters that slave trader with 3 handsome men. They attack Mina, but she is unable to resist because of their beauty, which makes her heart race heavily. Suddenly, Cheerios arrives and saves her from the slavers. Mina thanks him and invites him to their food stall. On the other hand, Azazel and other demons plan their attack on the upcoming parade. They plan to defeat King Cheerios with the help of the Red Dragon. Later that evening, Cheerios meets Nina at the food stall, where Bacchus asks him to take Mina around the festival. Mina begins to develop feelings for Cheerios as they dance and have fun together. After the festival, when Nina asks for his name, Cheerios introduces himself as Chris. At the castle, Kaiser meets King Cheerios and tells him not to attend the parade as the demons are involved in suspicious activities. However, King Cheerios refuses to do so and gets ready for the demons' attack. The festival day finally arrives, with demons preparing for their attack. On the other hand, Bacchus tries to talk with Mugaro about his unusual powers, but Mugaro stays silent and only responds with a smile. When Sophia suddenly arrives and asks about Mugaro, Bacchus gets scared but lies that he is just a demon child he hired for work. When the parade finally comes, Mina and Mugaro go to watch the parade. However, Azazel suddenly arrives and takes Mina with her. He tells her to transform into the Red Dragon. He hugs her and tries to kiss her, but she does not feel her heart racing or embracement, preventing her from transforming into the Red Dragon. Watching his plan getting failed, Azazel rushes to stop their attack. But it already gets late as Cheerios traces his companions and starts killing them. As Azazel arrives there, he gets attacked by the Onyx soldiers. When the Onyx soldiers surround Azazel, Mugaro suddenly appears in the sky, defeating the Onyx soldiers and revealing his true identity openly. Azazel then attacks Cheerios and hand-to-hand fights with him. Their fight continues, but Kaiser suddenly appears and tries to stop both of them, saying their fights cannot settle anything, and they can live together in peace. However, not only Cheerios but also Azazel declines his nonsense and continue their fight. Cheerios and Azazel fight each other while Kaiser, being a third man, fights both of them to stop their fight. Kaiser beats Azazel and manages to stop Cheerios from killing him. Suddenly, Sophia and the angels show themselves and seize Mugaro's powers. Azazel screams and requests Mina to turn into the dragon to protect everyone. However, even after trying, Mina fails to transform while the angels take Mugaro, Bacchus, and Hamsa to heaven. After that, Kaiser and Mina have been accused of helping the Red Demon with their attack on parade and suspicious connection with the Red Dragon are imprisoned in the prison tower the rest of their lives. Mina resists, saying that he's not a great king, but an evil king who kills the harmless demons for nothing. King Cheerios laughs and orders to take them away. On the other hand, Mugaro wakes in the heaven and meets several angels and God Gabriel. Lady Gabriel informs him that his name is Elle and Jean is his mother. She offers him to join forces with them so he can be his mother. Sophiel meets Bacchus and Hamsa, where Bacchus asks her why they need Mugaro. Sophiel tells him Mugaro has the capabilities of breaking the forbidden magic used by humans. Nina is imprisoned by Jean while Kaiser becomes shocked to see Favaro there. Mina writes a letter to her mother lying to her that she is now living with her friends. Nina and all other girls are bound to work with heavy chains bind to their foot. However, this does not hurt Mina thanks to her brutal strength, but she gets Jean's attention. On the other hand, Kaiser tells Favaro that he was imprisoned with Mina. Favaro tells Kaiser his relation with Mina and remembers how he met Mina. Once he went to Nina's dragon village where young Mina met him and asked him to make her his apprentice. After much resist, he made Mina his apprentice and teaches her some techniques. However, after he left the dragon town, he got arrested by Onyx soldiers and then imprisoned there. Meanwhile, Jean meets Nina and shares her food with her. After introducing herself, Mina reveals that she was captured with Captain Kaiser, which shocks Jean. Later in their cell, Mina tells Jean about her friend Mugaro, which Jean believes to be her son, and becomes desperate to flee and see him. On the other hand, Rita is on her way to prison to save her friend. Jean tells Mina about her past, that after losing her divine powers once she had as a saint, she became helpless. During a demon's invasion, she was unable to defend a child from a demon's attack. However, after some time when King Cheerios took the throne, he declared the days when men feared the demons and vowed to gods are over. Jean refused to obey her and left the castle. Jean spent several months in poverty in a small house alone, but she continues to pray to Lord Michael. One night, she was gifted by a child called Elle. She spent a lovely time with Elle. However, one night, Sophiel, being hunted by the Onyx Knights, reached Jean's house. Jean treated Sophiel, but when she encountered the Knights and resisted to their demand, the Knights torture her, forcing Elle to suddenly activating his abilities. Jean and Elle ran away to Anataya while the Onyx Knights chased them. Jean, with no other option, cut off Elle's wings and left among the demon slaves. However, she was quickly captured and imprisoned after. Hearing the emotional story of Jean, Mina starts crying and plans to get out of jail with Jean. The following day, during their lunchtime, Jean and Mina try to escape the prison. However, one of the security guards watching them escape the prison whistles and informs everyone around there. Meanwhile, Lady Gabrielle convinces Elle to help them bring back peace to the unstable world. She also promises Elle that with helping them, he will be able to see his mother again. After that, with her magic, Lady Gabrielle heals Elle's wounds, wings, and restores his voice. On the other hand, Rita enters the prison and, with the help of Rocky, starts knocking out the guards. During her invasion, she learns that the prisoner's work is part of some Cheerios' scheme. Meanwhile, Lady Gabrielle and Sophiel descend from heaven, warning Cheerios to return everything he has stolen from their holy temples. Gabriel also demands to release Jean to their custody at once. However, Cheerios not only refuses to their demands but also declares a war against them. After knowing the truth from Gabriel, people protest against the king, but the castle's soldiers torture them. On the other hand, while escaping from the prison, Nina plans to fight with the guards while Jean tries to escape. However, suddenly King Cheerios arrives there and stops Jean and Mina. He informs Jean that gods have declared the war, and if his son joins them, he will also kill him mercilessly. Watching Cheerios closely, Nina realizes that Cheerios is the man Chris she met at the festival. After that, the soldiers take them back to their cells, but suddenly Rita arrives there to help them. The gods prepare for their attack on humans, while King Cheerios and the army have also prepared to defend their country. However, the opposition to the upcoming war increases among the people of Anataya. On the other hand, Nina and others are on their way to leave the prison. They land in a mining cart, take off while being pursued by guards. In the meantime, the gods descend and get ready to fight Cheerios' army. Elle, using his insane magical powers, neutralizes Onyx soldiers, helping all angels to attack and destroy Cheerios' army. On the other hand, Favaro and Kaiser also escape the prison thanks to Kaiser's metal hand and Favaro's magic. They run away and unite with Nina and others. However, Cheerios uses his ultimate weapon, which rises from prison, while he's on his way to fight the gods. Watching the ultimate weapon, Lady Gabrielle gets terrified and says the weapon is called Vromos. It is the weapon of mass destruction born from the forbidden knowledge, which Cheerios has stolen from them. Gabriel orders her forces to fall back and to return to heaven immediately. The angels do not return and continue their attack. Watching this, Gabriel tries to fall back without them, but Elle interferes with her magic, saying they have not saved his mother yet. On the other hand, Cheerios activates the Dromos, making an enormous attack, while El releases his full powers and tries to stop the attack. However, the attack is so powerful that it easily defeats El's powers and destroys Gabriel's place. During the attack, Nina falls from the cliff and bumps into Cheerios. As El is defeated and Lady Gabriel has returned, Onyx soldiers make their move and start killing the remaining angels. On the other hand, watching Kaiser and Jean getting attacked by the soldiers, Nina hugs Cheerios and turns into Dragon to save her friends. After Nina returns to normal, Rita takes her and Jean away in the carriage while the soldiers catch Kaiser. Later, Rhea jumps off the carriage to save Kaiser while Mina and Jean decide to visit Nina's village. Kaiser is imprisoned inside the castle where his old comrade Diaz visits him. Diaz informs him that all knights have become useless. However, Kaiser gives him courage, saying he has met Jean and within no time they will rise again as Orlan's mates. Meanwhile, Nina and Jean finally arrive at Mina's village and meet her family. After that, Mina takes Jean around the village and meets the village's elder. Jean introduces herself to Granny and asks her about the land of gods. Granny then tells them that the gods and demons worked together 2,000 years ago to take down Bahamut. Granny says that she took the injured gods to their homeland on her back during that attack. Hearing the story, Nina does not believe she can take the gods at her little back. However, in the following day when Granny transforms, Nina becomes shocked to see she's transformed into a huge dragon. The two then continue their journey to the land of gods. Somewhere on the barren land, the Lord of Demons, Lucifer, his best interest for the survival of demons, did not take any actions against the humans. However, he only waits for a perfect opportunity to make his moves against the humans. Meanwhile, the deadliest killing machine in Anatea, the Rag Demon, Azazel has taken a Colosseum to fight demons for his survival. On the other hand, when Granny and others arrive at the barrier to the land of gods, Granny realizes she cannot go any further and throws the carriage above the barrier to the land of gods. Meanwhile, El is depressed sitting alone when Sophiel arrives there with Bacchus and Hamza. She decides to leave El with Bacchus and Hamza in their protection, but Bacchus utterly refuses. However, he instantly agrees when Sophiel offers him wine as his reward. Bacchus tries to talk to him, but El does not listen to anyone. Nina and Jean land in a mere forest where Nina starts wandering around and eating different fruits. Suddenly, an angel Ridwan with her forces arrives and surrounds Mina and Jean, thinking they might be some human intruders. However, when Jean introduces her as El's mother, she takes them inside the palace. On the way, Ridwan shows them the place where fallen gods only exist as moving lights. Watching the tremendous sacrifices they made when battling Bahamut and during the most recent human attack, Nina realizes why Cheerios is so despised by gods. Meanwhile, Cheerios has ordered his workers to break the seal holding Bahamut on the island of Ibos. On the other hand, Nina and Jean meet Sophiel and Lady Gabriel, who tell Jean that El is safe, but is being confined due to their loss in the recent war. Jean then reunites with El, and El becomes extremely happy to see her mother. El tells Jean how he was bought as a demon slave, how Azazel saved him and gave him the name Mugaro. El intends to travel back to the surface world to handle the things himself, but Gabriel does not let him go. El has become arrogant, saying Gabriel cannot save the world, but the only one who can save it is him. Jean is unhappy with El and leaves him alone for a moment, making him very upset. After some time, Mina arrives and attempts to talk with El, but he does not respond. Hamza advises her that she should leave El alone for a moment. While El listens to their talk, Mina and Hamza then start talking about the carriage Hippogriff. Mina tells Hamza how they passed the barrier with the help of the village elder Granny and Hippogriff. Later that night, they are fast asleep when Nina leaves El's room. However, it was not Mina, but El wearing Mina's clothes. Mina suddenly awakes from a nightmare in which she was dancing with Cheerios and becomes shocked to see that her clothes are changed. She tries to wake Hamza and Bacchus, but suddenly realizes that El is gone. Hearing this, Hamza and Bacchus wake up and begin to panic that they will be exiled from heaven again. They act like El wants to go outside for a walk and then run away. Ridwan sees them running away and informs Lady Gabriel about the incident. Mina and the others realize that El must have gone to Hippogriff, as he wants to get back to the surface and watch them the whole time. As they search near all Hippogriff, they find El and try to capture him, but their plan fails and El gets away again. While chasing him again, Nina jumps over him and tries to capture but falls into the barrier, forcing El to save her. However, due to the force of the barrier, when El is unable to fly and when all the gods have gathered around Bacchus, he jumps into the barrier and uses his Hippogriff to catch El and Nina. They somehow manage to escape the barrier and decide to go to the capital. On the other hand, Kaiser is brought to the Colosseum to fight Azazel for his survival. As the match begins, Azazel and Kaiser start fighting while Favero is watching them from the audience. Azazel attacks Kaiser, but Kaiser only defends his attacks. When Azazel pushes Kaiser and brings him down, Favero throws Rocky at Kaiser, which helps him to finish the fight. However, Kaiser does not kill Azazel, and with the help of Favero's smoke attack, they manage to escape the ring. They meet Rita outside and decide to stop Cheerios' Bahamut war to protect the world. Nina and others reunite with Rita and Favaro in the slums of demons. They all think of a plan to stop Cheerios from using Dromas again. Rita informs that Cheerios controlled Dromas with the help of a bracelet which reacted to its power. They all then plan to steal the bracelet. Meanwhile, Sophiel stops Jean from going after Elle, but she suddenly jumps into the barrier, forcing Sophiel to save her. Sophiel understands Jean and promises to help her find Elle. On the other hand, Nina dresses as a demon and goes out to play. She encounters Chris, who is there to visit his mother's grave. Chris and Nina walk around together and play with the demon kids living in the slum. After that, they kiss and profess their love to each other. Nina suddenly realizes she has unlocked her ability to turn into a dragon and then take him on a flight around the city. Nina returns to the group while they are discussing to attack the king at the upcoming World Ball. Nina then shows them she can now turn into a red dragon at her own will, which makes Azazel mad. On the other hand, Kaiser meets with Allison and Diaz to set up an entry to the Royal Ball, while Onyx mates hire a mercenary to kill the red dragon. Rita and others devise a plan to infiltrate the ball, which starts with Mina and Alessin entering the castle as a couple, while Favero's with Dia acting as a knight. Meanwhile, before going to the ball, Cheerios thinks his Onyx bracelet will kill him if he uses Dromas again. However, despite knowing all the facts, he has to complete his mission. After sneaking into the party, Nina approaches Cheerios and offers him to dance with her. After the dance, Cheerios takes her onto the balcony and tells her to leave the castle and not meet him again. Nina becomes heartbroken, but suddenly Favero arrives and warns him to hand over his bracelet. Cheerios reveals the bracelet cannot be taken off as long as he lives. When Favero was about to attack him, Mina stops him, and then they escape using smoke bombs. They reach the port with Kaiser but encounter Onyx soldiers and the mercenary. Mina turns into a dragon to fight him, but the mercenary is revealed to also be a dragon folk. Their furious fight begins, but the mercenary overpowers Mina and defeats her easily. Suddenly, Elle, Jean, and others arrive as reinforcement and defeat the mercenary and Onyx forces. Later, Sophiel explains to the group that Dromos is a weapon of destruction born from the ancient magical technology that the gods sealed away after not being able to unravel its secrets. After that, Elle agrees to return to the land of gods with Jean, while Bacchus and Sophiel decide to stay until they figure out Cheerios' true intentions. Afterwards, when Elle is about to leave, Alessin suddenly appears and stabs Elle, leaving him to die. However, Favero sees Alessin leaving the hideout and instantly takes Elle to Rita. Rita tries to save Elle, but after much struggle, she's unable to do so and Elle dies in her hands. Watching her son dead, Jean and Sophiel return to the land of gods and inform Lady Gabriel about the incident. Meanwhile, Alessin meets Onyx Mates' captain, proving that he has killed Elle and requesting to join the Onyx Mates. But he is forced to change his thoughts when he sees the core of Onyx Mates. Azazel returns to Hell and requests Lucifer to attack Cheerios, while Genie is given the power of an angel and declares war on Cheerios' army. Jin gathers an army of demons, people, and angels and starts attacking the king's castle. On the other hand, when Cheerios is about to activate Bahamut, Mina and Favero arrive at Imos and encounter Cheerios and his soldiers. Mina fights with Cheerios, but is unable to kill him. Cheerios' old advisor reveals that Cain's true intentions are to kill Bahamut. When the device explodes, Mina and Favero escape with Hippogriff and watch Bahamut's awakening. The fight between Jean's army and Cheerios' army continues, with Jean proceeding to the king's location. Onyx soldiers continue to kill everyone with their abilities. Suddenly, Lucifer and his airborne warship with Azazel joins the battle and starts killing Cheerios' army with angels. On the other hand, while Kaiser and Diaz are fighting with soldiers, Diaz sees Alessin running away and chases him back. When Diaz catches up to him, Alessin tries to kill Diaz but fails. He then runs again but is later killed by a demon child. On the other hand, when Jean and Azazel arrive at Cheerios' flying battleship, they encounter the Onyx Mates. However, after killing the knights, when Jean and Azazel unleash their powerful attack on Cheerios, Kaiser suddenly appears and faces the attack, eventually sacrificing himself for his king. Watching Kaiser dead, Cheerios allows Jean and Azazel to kill him after he defeats Bahamut. After that, Cheerios activates Dromos' ultimate attack while all demons and gods form a protected barrier to save everyone outside. Nina suddenly reaches out to Cheerios and combines her powers with him to form a powerful attack and eventually kill Bahamut. Nina, in her dream, meets a woman called Amira who says something in her ear and vanishes. Everyone watching Bahamut dead celebrates their success. After that, everything gets back to normal. Cheerios loses both his eyes and Mina loses her voice, but they both find happiness together. In the end, Fevera reveals Bahamut is not dead yet while zombie Rita and Kaiser are watching from above.